Track 8.
It's by far my favourite sport to watch. I love the excitement that builds up as the match progresses, with the fans cheering and chanting. There's always an amazing atmosphere. My team usually loses, it has to be said, although last week they drew. When they play away, I always try to go and support them. And I've got the latest kit, but they're getting more and more expensive, so I may have to stop buying them. I think the clubs take advantage of fans' loyalty to push up the prices. Team sports are a fantastic way for young people to improve their fitness. I coach a junior team at the weekend. We don't train in a stadium, of course, just on a pitch in our local park. I was really delighted last week when our youngest player scored the winning goal with a beautiful header. I think he might prove to be a real up-and-coming talent.
Track 9. What do you do to keep fit? Are you good at sport? What sports do you play? What is the most popular sport in your country? Sample answers. What do you do to keep fit?
I go to the gym twice a week. I don't really enjoy it, to be honest, but it's an easy way to keep fit. I mainly do cardiovascular exercises rather than muscle building.
Are you good at sport?
Not really, but I try my best. I prefer individual sports to team sports, because if I do badly in a team game, I always feel I'm letting everyone down.
What sports do you play?
I go kite surfing sometimes. I enjoy it because it's so exhilarating. I can't go often though, because there's rarely enough wind where I live. I might take up another water sport instead.
What is the most popular sport in your country?
I'd say the most popular sport is football, as in most countries. Most people have a favourite team who they support through thick and thin. The teams are often English ones, and Manchester United is the most well-known.
Track 10. Speaker 1. Oh, great! The match is starting! Speaker 2.
Oh, great! The match is starting.
Speaker 3.
Liverpool won. Fantastic.
Speaker 4.
Liverpool won! Fantastic!
Track 11. 1. 2. 3. 4. Track 12. 1.
It was amazing.
2.
It was incredible.
3.
It was breathtaking.
4.
The crowd went wild.
Track 13. I'd like to talk about the most exciting tennis match I've ever seen. It was about 6 years ago, just outside Bordeaux, in France, and it was the boys' final of a junior championship. My favourite player, a rising star, had got to the final, so I wanted to see him. At the time, I didn't know anyone else who was interested in tennis. All my friends preferred football, so I went on my own. I set off really early to make sure I got there on time. But I ended up being too early, and I had to wait for 2 hours for the match to start. It didn't matter though, because this meant I got one of the best seats, right at the front, in the middle of the court. I was delighted about that. Other people gradually started arriving. The seats filled up, and we waited expectantly for the players. When the match started, it soon became clear that I was practically the only person supporting Jean Martin. Most people were there to support the other guy, who had won the previous 2 years and was the favourite to win this year too. Every time Paul Fernandez won a point, the crowd erupted into applause, but I sat silently, getting more and more anxious. Martin lost the first set, but then there was a dramatic turnaround. He suddenly seemed to find some self-belief, and he started to win. That's what I love about tennis. It's a battle of the mind as much as the body. I find it interesting to see how some players may be highly skilled, but don't have the mental strength to win. Martin obviously did have this strength, and Fernandez was slowly falling apart. The atmosphere was electric. Martin showed off his amazing skills, hitting ball after ball straight down the line. Martin served for the match. You could have heard a pin drop. When he served an ace, the crowd went wild. Although they had begun by supporting his opponent, they had grown to respect him for his cool head and control of the ball. When he was presented with a trophy, he cried with joy.
Do you play tennis yourself?
Yes, I'm a keen tennis player. I joined a club about 2 years ago and play all the time. Track 14. Keeping fit.
What are the best ways to keep fit? Do you think most people consider exercise a chore, or do they find it fun? What is the most popular form of exercise in your country?
Healthy lifestyles.
Do you think people in your country are less healthy than they used to be? How can we encourage young people to stay healthy? Should governments intervene to force people to be healthier?
Sample answers. Keeping fit.
What are the best ways to keep fit?
The best way to keep fit is to do exercise that raises your heart rate. The heart is a muscle and has to be worked like any other muscle. So golf, in my opinion, is not the best form of exercise. Something like jogging or swimming or surfing is much more beneficial.
Do you think most people consider exercise a chore, or do they find it fun?
I think most people feel it is something they should do. That is a mistake as far as I'm concerned, because the best way to exercise is not to think about the fitness aspect and just have fun. You can exercise without even noticing you're doing it if you play volleyball with your friends, or go snorkeling, or go for a long walk on a sunny day, or something like that.
What is the most popular form of exercise in your country?
I would say the most popular form of exercise is going to the gym. I'm in two minds about the gym as a way to keep fit. On the one hand, it is convenient, but on the other hand, a gym is a very controlled environment, somewhat lacking in imagination and spontaneity.
Healthy lifestyles.
Do you think people in your country are less healthy than they used to be?
Yes, definitely. I would argue that the invention of TV has led to people being much too sedentary. I know some people who refuse to have a television because they think that without one they are much more likely to keep active. It's all too easy to become a couch potato. Also, most people work in offices, so they just sit in a chair all day long and only move to go to the photocopier. That's very unhealthy. People used to work the land and so be on the go from morning till night. Obesity was unknown then, except among the super rich, I imagine.
How can we encourage young people to stay healthy?
Parents should set a good example. But I strongly believe that schools have a crucial role to play. Not only can they offer a wide range of sports for children to play, they can teach them about eating a balanced diet and the negative effects of eating junk food and not exercising. If children don't hear all this from home, they have to hear it from somewhere, and I would argue that it's the school's responsibility. Once they get a taste for playing sports, they will love the sense of achievement it can give you and the feeling of camaraderie with your teammates. And then, hopefully, they won't ever want to stop playing sports.
Should governments intervene to force people to be healthier?
I'm highly sceptical of the idea that governments should force their citizens to be healthy. People ought to be encouraged to lead healthy lives, but not forced to. They could, for example, run an ad campaign showing people how to eat a balanced diet, that you need to eat some carbohydrates, some vegetables and fruit, some meat and so on. I think most people don't know that, but I'm unconvinced that trying to force people into healthy habits would work, because when bullied like that, people tend to resent it and react by sticking even more firmly with their unhealthy lifestyles. The one area where I strongly believe legislation is necessary is with smoking. Smokers can harm others through passive smoking, so they should not be allowed to smoke in public places. In fact, this has just recently been outlawed in my country.